another video. I know it's been a while. This video will just be about me explaining what's been happening with the car and what's the update. So basically where I left off last time was, I think it was around about the wheel wobble issue on the steering. That we managed to resolve in a way. So it turns out that, as you guys could tell by the cover of this or thumbnail of this video, that I changed the wheels on the car. And this wheels I purchased from a guy in Joburg, and I was told that the wheels were refurbished and there's nothing wrong with them, but it came back with quite a bit of issues. There was a little tiny hole on the side of the rim which air leaked through. I had that fixed up, put it on the car, and I realized that there's a wheel wobble. And then I took the wheels away to be balanced, and they showed me that two of the wheels were buckled really bad. I had those wheels repaired, and they repaired it as best as they could. And there's still a bit of a wobble, but that's because the balances keep falling off, or the weights keep coming off when I take it for a wash. The high pressures, I don't know, maybe it's the place I'm taking it to that's not placing them correctly on the wheel, but they keep coming off, so I'm just dealing with it. But yeah, other than that, the car was fine. I started noticing that the car was losing power. Obviously I know my car, so I can tell when the car is busy losing power. So I noticed quite a bit of blow-by coming out of the oil cap, and that already told me that this is a bad sign, a really bad sign. And we started stripping to see why there's so much blow-by, and it turned out that the bores were so worn out that when we removed the pistons, they just fell out. We didn't have to apply any force. So that was a surprise, and that already told me, okay, cool, there's an issue. And then along with that, as we removed the pistons, there were two pistons with broken rings. I thought I broke ringlands on the pistons itself, but the pistons were in perfect shape. There were no signs of any damage. There was signs of scoring marks on the sides of the piston due to excessive travel in the bore, and that travel was due to the bores literally turning oval due to its age. And these are things that I never accounted for when I've done the first build, my first turbo build. This is my first turbo build, so obviously we learned through our mistakes. And I had the block taken to the engineers checked out what's wrong with the block. They told me, look, you have to go oversize or you have to re-sleeve. I decided to go oversize pistons, and yeah, that's when the whole journey started with rebuilding the whole engine. So we rebuilt it with 318 IS pistons, which is 85mm pistons. They are fairly low comp, so I calculated what the compression will be, and the compression will be about between 9 to 3 and 9 to 5. That's without the spacer plate that I originally ran in the beginning. So this allows me to run the whole setup without a spacer plate and just put on a stock head gasket size, and that would bring my compression between, like I said, 9 to 3 and 9 to 5. So yeah, that's what we basically done. And when I built the block, I made sure that I mic out all the clearances. I checked the bearing clearances from the engineers when the block came back on the crank. Everything seemed good. I checked the end float on the crank when I was sanding down the thrust bearing, and that was in spec. So yeah, everything checked out. And at the moment we completed already, well, the clock ran over. So I think I'm well 2,000 kilometers in, so it's due for an oil change. That's why I won't be driving this car hard or anything. I will creep into boost, but this video is mostly just explaining about what happened, so I really don't want to push the car. I posted a short recently about doing a pull from first to second, but that's it. That was the first time that I actually pushed the car. So yeah, I'm fairly happy with the car. It's performing really well. I changed out the wastegate spring to 0.8 bar spring, so it's running on gate pressure. So it's feeling fairly powerful for 0.8 bar boost. I'm actually shocked, because this is the power that I felt at 1 bar boost on the previous setup. But yeah, I think the other thing that I forgot to mention was that I ran into issues with the fuel pump. The fuel pump was starting to burn the wires inside of the fuel pump hanger, if that's what you call it, inside the tank. So I watched the video on RK Tunes. I saw that they done a modification where they use studs and nuts. They use studs and nuts to basically use terminals with thicker wires. So this is apparently a thing. If you upgrade your pump, it pulls more volts and amps, so you're gonna have to upgrade your wires, because your little thin wires, factory wires, are not gonna be very happy. I'm glad I realized that before it turned into a catastrophic failure. Not only with the engine, but with the car burning down. So I've done some preventative maintenance, and all is well. I built a separate relay as well. So basically I built my own custom hardwire kit for the fuel pump, and it's been running really well. According to the logs, I'm getting really good voltage to the pump, so the car can stay on a consistent fuel pressure without the fuel pressure dropping. That's the main reason why I installed the fuel pressure sensor, exactly for those reasons, and I'm fairly glad I did. So yeah guys, that's the update on the car. That's what I've been busy doing past 6 or 7 months. I forgot to mention, I actually changed the clutch setup as well. I know a lot of people commented on some of my videos and asked what clutch setup I'm running. I was running a single mass flywheel setup from M50 E36, and that setup held up really great. Like, it grips up so well, but the only issue I had was engagement and disengagement of the clutch. At the traffic light or a stop, it's horrible. Like, you can't drive in traffic at all. And since I'm dialing the car now, I had to change to a better setup. So I contacted a guy called Clutchman in Cape Town side, Brackenfell, and he was able to tell me, look here, run a dual mass setup again since you want to drive in traffic. Semi button clutch, which is full puck with factory padding on the sides or in between, and that setup's been running really great. Another thing that I've added to the setup was I'm actually running a diesel clutch plate, which is 1 millimeter bigger than the original size for E36 dual mass. I think the clutch plates are 240mm standard, but the diesel one that I'm running currently is 241, and it's holding up really well. I don't have any issues. I'm running a E46 pressure plate as well. That's a self-adjusting pressure plate that makes the pedal even more smooth so it makes it perfect for daily driving, and I think I have the combination sorted out. And yeah, the car's really a joy to drive. I don't have any complaints. I just need to do a oil change, that's bugging me, but yeah, there's a lot of other parts I'm going to install as well. I'm going to focus more on the TLC of this car. It needs a lot of cosmetics changes to this car to get it to the point where I want it. Currently I would say it's in a state of 5 out of 10 of where I want it to be. So there's a lot of parts that I purchased that's back in the garage that I need to install, which will be in the next few videos, so stay tuned for that. I think that's it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for the continuous support. We have reached almost 900 subscribers, which is a shock to me because when I wasn't posting I was still getting subscribers, and just shows how much you guys are supporting, and I really appreciate it. So if you like the video, if you like the content, drop a like, subscribe, and yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one.